Hello viewers and welcome to another tips and tricks video. Today we're going to be talking about World Conquest. Yes, that fun goal of literally taking every land that is not colonized. Now, World Conquest has obviously become much more difficult after the Common Sense expansion because of the increased development that the AI, when they sit around and just smash that develop button. Now, a lot of people think that in order to do a World Conquest game, you have to be good at war and diplomacy, but that's not necessarily the fact. Really, you could get through a World Conquest game while only being half decent at both war and diplomacy. What you really need to be good at is managing resources, right? Now, when you first play early game, there's going to be three main resources that are going to limit you. This is money, manpower, and aggressive expansion. Now, after you get past those and they no longer become really relevant, then you have to worry about monarch points. And throughout a World Conquest game, monarch points will be absolutely precious, especially administrative and diplomatic, because that's what you're going to be using to expand as fast as possible, because obviously a World Conquest is a race against time. Now, there's a certain set of idea groups that are absolutely required for a World Conquest game. The first idea that is better taken as a small nation trying to expand is quantity. Now, while quantity doesn't really help you move your monarch points around, what it does is it gets you to the monarch point phase faster, because quantity ideas boost your manpower, it makes troops cheaper, and troops will be the most expensive part, and at the same time it gives you more troops, so coalitions are less likely to attack. The first thing the AI looks for is how many troops you have, and then they next look at your force limit. And if you have both of those from quantity ideas and they're greatly improved, it's very unlikely that the AI are going to want to send a half-decent coalition at you. Now, quantity is sometimes good as an early idea group. I wouldn't get quantity past idea 3, because after that you're not really going to need it. You're going to go ahead and move into the mid-game phase. Now, the most important idea group, and this one should be taken first or second, is administrative ideas. Administrative ideas is incredibly powerful because idea number 2, core creation costs minus 25%. Now, this is going to save you more administrative points than any other idea. It's going to save you more administrative points than anything else in the game. In fact, especially if you could stack the core creation cost with another nation that already has that as one of their national ideas, it basically pays for itself right off the bat. Within the third war, you will be totally paid off for getting up to this point, for the 800 that it takes to get here. Now, next is influence ideas. Influence ideas should be taken as idea number 2 or 3, right? Either right after administrative, right after quantity, or right after another one that you're going to need early, right? Influence ideas is incredibly powerful because of the diplomatic annexation costs minus 25%. It's basically the same as administrative ideas, except, well, it's for diplomatic ideas, and it's going to help you not only annex faster, but spend less points annexing. What will also help you annex faster is the diplomatic reputation +2, and the aggressive expansion impact is decreased, so you don't have to worry about coalitions as much. Now, next on the list is religious or humanist. Now, a lot of people after Deus Vult got moved to the back have thrown religious ideas away, and I don't believe that that's really a good idea. I think religious ideas is still more powerful than humanist. Now, before you go commenting, I'm going to explain why. The tolerance of the true faith is much stronger than tolerance of heretics or tolerance of heathens, right? Because if you can have all of your provinces to your faith and all getting this boost right here, compared to about half of your provinces having tolerance of heretics boost, and another little piece having tolerance of heathens boost, the tolerance of the true faith becomes much more powerful, and you're going to be able to use tolerance of the true faith a lot more because you're getting extra missionary strength, another missionary, missionary strength versus heretics, so on and so forth. A lot of people will also say that Deus Vult is not useful late game, but I believe it is, because imperialism, while it's a very strong casus belli, imperialism requires you to take the enemy's capital to get the ticking war score, and that's not always possible. In the case of fighting Muscovy, or in the case of fighting the Commonwealth, oftentimes getting to the capital is going to be nearly impossible. And if you happen to be a different religion, you can Deus Vult them, beat them in battles, and get a ticking war score by doing that. Of course, it does require them to be a different religion than you. Now, next on the list, after you've chosen which one you like better, you will look over to offensive ideas. Offensive ideas will give you stronger leadership. It will also give you a slightly less recruitment time, but the most important part is the increased siege ability. This is going to make wars end much faster because you're going to be taking land a lot quicker. The Discipline +5 is also very powerful, and so is the Manpower Recovery and Land Force Limit. Next and last on the list is Diplomatic Ideas. Diplomatic Ideas will not only give you an extra diplomatic relations spot, but it will also give you extra diplomatic reputation, an extra diplomat, so you can be annexing, you can be holding a lot more vassals. Now after that, you're not going to want to pick last two ideas. The reason why is because, as I stated earlier, monarch points are incredibly precious in a world conquest game, and at any point you can save monarch points, do it. Speaking of saving monarch points, let's move on to technology, and let's talk about a lack of technology. Now, there are two incredibly important technologies when it comes to world conquest: Admin Tech 27 and Diplomatic Tech 23. Admin Tech 27 will give you an increase in administrative efficiency. It will give you the last increase. Administrative efficiency will cut down significantly on core creation cost. Diplomatic Tech 23 gives you a strong casus belli, imperialism. Now, once you get to those two techs, stop. You can go ahead and boost up your military tech all the way, that's fine. But don't go any further on diplomatic and administrative. Keep those for coring land, right? And you will get to a point where you have plenty of money and you can just pay off the corruption with no problem. Now, if you're doing a world conquest game properly, you're going to have enough land at that point that nobody's military is going to be able to beat you. Nobody's economy is going to be stronger than you. So you should be able to very easily put your money towards stopping corruption and getting as many monarch points into the game as possible. Now, with all that said, if you're going to go ahead and go for a world conquest game, the obvious first choice is the Ottomans. The Ottomans are the beginner's best choice in the game, and they can very easily get good momentum at the beginning and push forward taking both Europe, Asia, and Africa all at the same time, and later be moving on to the Western powers and stealing their colonies. Anyways, I hope you learned something, and I hope this helped you out. And I will have to see you on the next one.